M0ROL.
Yeah, good evening. This is Nick, G4IWO. We'll be going live at 7:30 p.m., 1930 UTC, and the net will be shared by Jeff, M0AUG.
G6ZSN.
Thank you. I'm very good evening. Calling all members and friends of the Denby Dale ARC Society for the regular Thursday evening digital net. And before we go any further, just to remind you that just like last week, the net is going out on YouTube because last week it produced an interest from somebody, and Dave G6 was very helpful in helping us with the configuration details that the person required. He's not come back on yet, Dave, but thank you in advance for that. Secondly, G0TVB, which I think is Paul. You've got two logons at the moment there, Paul. I hope it doesn't cause any conflicts at either end here. So if you want to change one of them or drop one, then that's absolutely fine. But that's as it stands at the moment there. Right, we'll go to the top of the list. I know that Ross is logged in, but I know he's got time restraints and everything, so I'll put a call out to Ross if you don't want to take part in the net because of time restraints, Ross, and no problem. I'll just leave you logged in. We won't call you next time round. So W1RAB in the group, M0AUG. Nothing out there from Ross, so we'll go with Paul now and see if you want to come in on whichever of the logins that you've got there, Paul. G0TVB in the group, M0AUG. Well, I don't think there's anybody connected through HX at the moment, but I'll put the opportunity out there. If anybody's coming in from the net through GB7 HX, please go ahead now, M0AEG. Nothing goes through HX, so we'll move on from there. As you know, Jeff, after the November Tango, he's not been on this evening. He's got other local meetings over there. So he'll be missed tonight. I'm sure he'll come back next week. And I've noticed that Rachel just connected at the end. I won't call you in, Rachel, because I know you prefer just listening to that. So no problem at all there. Over to Northern Germany, first of all, now, and Delta Lima 8, Bravo, Julian Whiskey with Delta Lima 8, Bravo, Delta Tango. I think you've both had some excitement this week, but the fees that Ken has been giving hold of us. Over to you there, Mike. They're easy.
Yeah, very good evening, everybody. This is Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, wishing you all a fine evening and hope everybody is well. We are okay over here. Winter has come. as it has in the UK, surely, but we've got temperatures from 0 to minus 6 degrees centigrade here. Night is very cold, especially the window panes, the window screens of the cars always frozen over, and yeah, so it's very uncomfortable outside, but nevertheless it's winterly, and it's getting on with the Christmas feeling. To further this a little bit on, we have put out the Christmas light in our tiny garden here, and it looks like something marvelous. Yeah, we're satisfied with that. I think we'll put some further lamp lights outside there. They are still in the mail, but will arrive tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, it's all about getting into the Christmas spirit, and hope for a nice 4 weeks time before Christmas Eve here. Yeah, that's my news, and I'll hand the microphone to Delta 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Very good evening. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, at the moment we are just fiddling a little bit with our antenna systems here outside of our house. We have made some changes, so that's again possible for me to be QRV from my room, from my study. This hadn't been possible for several months, and so I hope to be on the band again during the winter time. So those are breaking news from here, and I have the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
BDT with DL1 BGW. Thank you for your updates on that. I know looking at the WhatsApp group, there's been quite a bit of activity, and obviously, Ken is doing a marvelous job trying to get us all onto the frequency that he gets. And I know he's back. I think he's back in the UK at the moment, but it's still doing the good work over there. Over to you then, Nick. G4IW in the group. M0AUG. Good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yes, good evening, and nice to see everyone here this evening. And a big welcome, of course, to Mike. Mike, I'm not going to reveal on my over the QSOs you made this week with Ken on the radio. I'll let you give the fantastic news for your contacts that you made, which were really superb. Noise level here has been absolutely horrific on HF, where I'm used to a very, very low level of noise being right on here in the countryside. We've had S9 plus noise level on all the HF bands. It's been very, very poor indeed. Obviously you can hear the longer stations, but it's not possible to pick out any stations which are not particularly strong. Weather has also been very cold, -3 last night. We had snow. We woke up to snow this morning outside, and the temperature is currently -2 at home and falling. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
Right, we're in the group, M0AUG telling us, fine on Nick, and I was out till Fleetwood this afternoon for a meeting with a couple of us radio polls. We tend to meet up at the local garden centre for a coffee once a month, and today was the day. And on the way back, I noticed that the temperature on the car was down at 2 degrees. And that was about 4 o'clock this afternoon. What's it be like overnight? I don't know. Over to you there, Andrew. M0 Harlow in the group. M0 AUT. Good evening, Andrew. M0 AUT in the group. M0 Harlow. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening. On the net at the moment. I'm so pleased that for the first time, I think I'm above G4 ZFN. So I think that I've got the for him. He's nice. Yeah, it's cold down here in my Michael or Nick. We live down to about 1. They did 4 that we put out far up. I don't think we've got any on it all, so what is the forecast, but it's certainly cold and no chance of getting out of the radio. It's cold to get out on that one. So I think the first one short, so that you can bring everyone in. Just the back to you, M0 AUT, the good M0 ROL. RL in the group, M0 AUT. Yeah, fine on that, Andrew. It's a big close goal for outside at the moment. There we are. Somebody will put to there. Somebody will say, I'm not going to let him beat me and get out there, I'm sure. And we'll go over to the US now and over to the U, Bob, and thank you very much for the email. Not to tell us to watch the YouTube link that you sent to me before, or sent to us before. I was passed it over to Nick in case he wanted to actually publicise that in his newsletter. So over to you there, the 4 extra Alpha Tango in the group M0 AG. Good evening there, Bob. Good evening to you, Jeff, and everyone on the net. This is November 4 Extra Alpha Tango. That was our first transmission from the museum ship using RTTY. And I was surprised that it was picked up and then sent to the West Coast. The fellow that did that, by the way, his name is Jeff, spelled Jeff. Echo Foxtrot. So there's another Jeff for you and our Art TTY man. He's been aboard now for about a year. And of course, most of our equipment, our RTTY equipment, is in pretty bad shape. He's been trying to get everything back in order, and then finally, this past Saturday, he got one working well enough, and he connected it up. I forget the name of the receiver. It's a 150. I know that, but he got it connected up to an actual military transmitter or receiver, and put out a signal. So that was great. Here, as Mike pointed out, this morning it was about -6 Celsius when I got up and went into the kitchen. Currently here it is -1 Celsius. So it's pretty cold, but it's sunny. And after all, it is coming on winter time, so we have to expect that. I've been spending most of my time in the shack, and my noise level also, Nick, has been very high. It's been about S5 to S6. On the other hand, my 10 watts on my 705 got all over Europe this morning on FT8. I couldn't believe it. But when I looked at the packet recorder, I was getting a good portion of Western Europe and, of course, most of the United States. So that made me happy. Back to you, Jeff. M0 AUT group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. Number 4 Extra Alpha Tango in the group, returning yet more than that, Bob. And I know from what you said on the on WhatsApp on the net, I think you're thoroughly enjoying working with the IC705. What a fantastic radio that is. It's not quite a shot in the box. There's so many things in it and so many refinements. A beautiful radio to have, and I think you're pleased with it as well. So we'll go down to Dalton now and see where we are from there. So once again, Dave, thank you for your help. The guy was inquiring about the TMR connections. We'll see if that develops into anything, but thanks again for giving us the information. So over to you there, Dave. G6 and 7 in the group, M0AED. M0AUT in the group, and For the rest of the group, good evening. Sorry to hear about your subtropical temperatures. I think the lowest I had here when I went out this morning was 1. Jeff, that was absolutely my pleasure, and it meant that I once again had to employ my brain to resurrect stuff I haven't done for a couple of years. Quite enjoyed the challenge, if I'm perfectly honest. It does keep it fresh in my mind. Tonight I'm in an experiment. For the first time ever, I'm on the net. The speaker in the radio is actually off. I'm using my hearing aids to listen to you. I've got the 705 connecting a switch device, which is connected directly by Bluetooth to my hearing aid. So when I say I'm getting voices inside my head, I'm not being facetious. I actually hear all of you through my head, because these cochlea transmit into the skull rather than into the ear. And I'm very, very pleased to say that you are all as clear as a bell, and I can hear everything that's being said. I think that's an experiment. Needless to say, I've also connected my 7300 via Bluetooth transmitter and my general broadcast radio again through a Bluetooth transmitter. I've been having fun over the last few days. Radio-wise, I've monitored only, but I was quite pleased to hear a Canadian station, as Nick said, very, very bad QRM, and I didn't even bother because I didn't think I'd get out. There was just too much noise. M0AUT in the group, G6, ZFN. G6 ZFN in the group, M0AUT. You do like to push the boundaries on these connections and things there, don't you? But yeah, no problem at all. There are one or two little bits of dropouts there, but nothing that we couldn't accommodate at all. I had problems with the broadband building up this week, and the speed of my broadband and the number of dropouts that I was getting was incredibly bad. And anyway, BT Broadband Openreach pitched it up themselves and said they're going to send an engineer out, and he came the following day, having already been round to the exchange, which is about half a mile away. Just decided that what was needed to bring the speed back up, it's a drop down to late 20s, early 30s, when previously it had been up at about 50 something. So apparently all he needed to do was to reset the profile, I think is the technical term, in the exchange, and the full name was back up at 55 again. So thank goodness I got some engineers who know their job, and he wasn't here many minutes. Very, very pleasant job. So that's where we are with the technology side there. I'm just going to pause in case Rachel wants to come in. Don't feel obliged to, Rachel. I'll just do a call to M1 AYG, and if I don't hear anything back, we'll go straight to the top of the list again. Nothing heard, so we'll go back over to Whiskey 1 Romeo Alpha Bravo. Are you going to comment at all this evening, Ross? Good evening if you are. Over to you, Paul. Nothing heard from either of your connections earlier on. Are you putting in a comment this evening? G0TVB in the group, M0AUG. Good evening.
I'm here, G0TVB. Yeah, I'm on two nets at once, actually. I'm listening to, I was listening to you. I wasn't really intending to call in, but I've also got Bill G4IOD on the Halifax Club's 2 meter net. Well, I must do that as well. Got one here on each net, but nice to hear it all on anyway, and yeah, it's nice to see this group busy. Nice to see the group busy, so that's very good. Back to you from G0TVD.
G0TVB in the group, That's fine, that ball. I don't know which module you're connecting to at the moment, because on the screen you're on module MG0TVB-M, and you're also on G0TVB-SP. So I don't know which one you're using and whether it's causing any problems or not. But thanks for calling in anyway. Also over Germany again to Mike and Adriana. Deal 1 BJW with DL8 and BDC, M0 AUG in the group. I think you got some good pointers this week, I think, from Ken, G4, ZZ, and BZV rather, and obviously he gave you some indications and you worked a good contact there. Tell us more about that, Mike. Over to you.
Yeah.
Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Jeff, can you hear me? I think I got some problems here.
Yes, you're okay there, Mike. Please carry on over.
Yes, thank you. I just got some problems with the rig here, but seems to be okay now. Okay, yeah, of course, I wanted to tell you about my successes there, HI. Radio-wise, it has been a very quiet beginning of the week. Even on FT8 and FT4, there was not much interesting anyway, and the propagation situation was very problematic, especially very high ground noise. Not so high as the Nix case with S9, but S5 and higher any day, and that was really a problem and not very funny. Okay, nevertheless, I tried sometimes to listen in the morning to the VK stations, and on yesterday morning, Ken was also there from his home station in the UK, and I followed him up on the WhatsApp group and listened to what he was contacting there. And one station I even contacted without the help of Ken, that is Victor Kilo 3 Echo Yankee. Was very glad about this contact, using 100 watts SSB and the NFET halfway 4 meters above the ground. So really nothing very spectacular, but he could read me, and we had a nice little QSO, and I was very glad about that. Situated near Melbourne and Shepparton, I think, and that was nice. And a few minutes later, then I was following Ken to another frequency, and he had a QSO with Echo 51 Juliet Delta from the Cook Islands, Jim from the Cook Islands, from Rarotonga, difficult word, and he prompted me to give it a try, and I did, and it was very difficult at first, but in the end we succeeded to getting over the radio report and the name and so on, and Jim gave me a 4 to 1, a 4 and 1. So audio wasn't very good, but the signal was a 1. Regarding my equipment here, I'm very satisfied with that, and very not proud really, but very lucky about that, and very happy about that. So that's really something which I think will only happen once in my lifetime, and it was really a treat. And thank you to Ken for doing giving me the push, so to speak. So that was my highlight this week, and I think for several weeks. So that can't be topped for me. I've only one goal left in HF Radio HI, and that is to contact New Zealand on SSB. That would be great, but it's I don't know if it is very if it is good to try that, or good to think that you could reach that. It's a little bit far off, but nevertheless, I'll give it a try, and perhaps in the following months, well, we'll see. So that's it on my side here. I'll pass the microphone to Adriana Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yes, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, very good news from Mike yesterday when I came home and heard about the Rarotonga contact. It was quite amazing what's possible on HF, even under this special conditions. I think the immense noise level during the whole period, and nevertheless it has been possible to work such distance. Yes, I'm just even now flashed about it. It was very, very good, very inspiring. Yes, what Mike told in his first over Christmas season here in Oldenburg, our Christmas market has started even 2 days ago, and we have been in the city center today and had the possibility to look a little bit around, and it's always, as always, very, very beautiful. Many lights and many Christmas smells and sounds and so on, and you can get something to eat, you can get some little gifts, and it is quite amazing here. So yes, this is all what I can tell you during this over, and I have the microphone back to M0AUG for the
with a deal. 1 BJW in the group M0AG saying, yeah, fine, and thanks for the contributions there, both of you. I knew Mike would be excited about the contacts that he's made, and you never know, you get New Zealand one of these days, and whether Ken opens it up for you, Mike, or something, I don't know. It doesn't matter as long as you get the contact. And fine on the Christmas market there, Adriana. And some neighbours of ours have just come back from a couple of days at the Cologne Christmas market, which they've been to a few years before, which they always enjoy. So yeah, I just had a surprise this week. I got a confirmation from the CQ Worldwide contact from a station I've worked in, St. Martin, and I'm not sure I was going to get it because it was a good contact. So with my little HF 120 on the triple neck mount for the CQW contest, I got St. Martin and also Martinique up there. So I was quite pleased with those two. So surprising what you can do if you persevere, I think, isn't it? And we've got to do what with what we can, can't we? Over to you then, Nick, G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, first of all, can I read out a message sent by a listener on YouTube this evening? The message is greetings to all from a Huddersfield lad in Finland, Craig, Oscar Hotel 1 Uniform Kilo. Thanks again to G3SDY for helping me get my license M1 ELB back in the 90s. It's nice to hear all those tropical temperatures down there in the south. It's a bit cooler here in Helsinki, already double digits below freezing at night. All the best to all, Craig, OH1UK. So welcome, Craig, and lovely to have you join the net this evening and to be able to contribute. Very quickly, Ken and I are likely to do a short period of portable operating next week. We're going to go down to a location fairly close to Holmfirth in West Yorkshire, and going to meet up probably on either Monday or Tuesday morning, mid-morning maybe, to do a bit of HF operating. We'll post the details on the WhatsApp group, just scouting out a possible portable location for club use here in Yorkshire. And as for the markets, the Manchester Christmas market opened last week. It's the Manchester city centre is about 12 miles away from where I live here now. And it's the largest German market in England. It's sprawls over a good part of the city. So we get our taste of the German market even over here in England, Mike and Adriana. And I'm very, very pleased, Dave, that you've got your Bluetooth linked up on the radio and getting such good audio now coming in through your ears and through the way that you are connecting now, which is absolutely brilliant. So back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
Or I don't know in the group M0 AUG. I think I'm fine and all that, Nick, and obviously, the Manchester market has always had a fantastic reputation for Christmas market. But also, good that you're going to a QTH, which might be suitable for, field events with the club. So I hope that continues. For our friend from Helsinki, Craig, I think you said his name was, very welcome to the net, Craig. If you've got some P-Star equipment or you're going to get some, then obviously you can actually start to join this net in a live capacity, as it were, rather than the YouTube. But you're very welcome on the YouTube channel, and it's a good idea that we're able to reach out to you there. Okay, back down to my dad there. M0RO in the group. M0AUG, Andrew.
Yeah, M0 AUG in the group, M0RO. Yes, I thought of Christmas markets that were talked about in Germany and in Manchester. A few years ago, I went to the Christmas market in Hyde Park in London, and I have to say that was a real disappointment. It was a complete flop, but there we are. It must have been a bad year on that one. And as far as Christmas is concerned, well, we had the grand Christmas lights out of Minehead last Friday. I was a marshal with the Rotary. We were all issued with radios in order to be able to have to communicate in the event. That was well, you can imagine non-trained people using radios for the first time was a little bit of a nightmare scenario. But I think the message got through in the end. And this weekend we've got Dunster by candlelight in the little village of Dunster. I think that radios are out for this one, but I think I've been given a collecting tin for the marshal on that one. And then we have our Santa run on Sunday, so Christmas has certainly come in Minehead, albeit not the weather to go with it on that one. But radio-wise, nothing as exciting as Mike. I'm afraid. I've been trying for DW, been getting no responses at all. So I tuned into the Kiwi SDR network to do a location in Switzerland. I was transmitting at 5 watts here in Minehead, and the signals are coming through absolutely loud and clear. So I guess that people just worked around, and the RBN network was still getting good coverage throughout Europe. But I guess no one responded on that one. So I will try again. I have been out on North Hill in Minehead looking for suitable locations where I can throw an end fed halfway up into a tree, and I found a really good spot now, which is off the beaten track, so very few people walk that way. A nice big fallen tree to sit on, and conifers, so it's easy to or pines to get an area up into the canopy. So as soon as the weather warms up a little bit or the wind drops, I'll be up there and give it a go.
So back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group. M0 ROL. M0 ROL in the group. M0 AUG returning. Just a quick one more back to you on this one. Is the Dunster Village? That's a long time since I was down there. The Dunster Village, the small village that's pretty well adjacent to Dunster Castle there, Andrew. Thank you. Yeah, that's correct, Jeff. Yeah, Dunster Castle is towering over the village, and yes, the candles by candlelight is held up the main road through this little village of Dunster. The road's closed off. In fact, in order to get there, we have to catch a coach from Minehead. There's no car parking, so you either have to come by train to Dunster station, or there's coaches laid on. And also Dunster Castle is open for visitors as well. You have to pay extra to go in the light that's decorated the castle. I think it's been more in the last few years is that people going from outside just excuse to drink lots of alcohol, and it has been a little bit rowdy in the past. My duty is between 4 and 7, I believe it is. So hopefully we'll be out of Dunster before the alcohol has had too much effect. Anyway, back to you. M0 ROL. ROL in the group M0 age returning. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Andrew. It's a long time since we're down there, but my wife and I are National Trust members are long standing, and did come to feed on the castle up there for the village. I couldn't remember just who was the village that was alongside the castle there, but it's a long time ago. Must be, I don't know, 15 years, something like that. So thanks for the confirmation there. Back over to the US there with you, Bob. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango, M0 AUG. M0 AUG in the group. This is November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. I have several notes here, but I can't read my own handwriting anymore. First of all, Nick, that was a great video that you posted today about the band police. I enjoyed that. Second, you fellas usually are up in the middle of my night, so I miss all that good activity. Congratulations to you, Mike, on your recent contacts. And the last time I've been to a Christmas market, I believe it was in Garmisch Park in Turkin, and that's been a few years ago. But I think that we still have the cups from the glue wine that we drank while we were there. Andrew, I'm curious about what frequencies you use with your 5 watts. Today, I may have been able to work you, even though the noise level has been very high. Low power has really been getting out recently, and when I looked at the packet recorder today, I was getting all over Europe. So maybe one of these days, you and I could make a QSO and CW. Let me see. Dave, I've turned on my Bluetooth and I'm listening through my hearing aids. Of course, on D-Store, it doesn't make much difference, but you know, this is the way to go if you're using SSB. I can't understand people usually without my newest earphones, my newest hearing aids. They're just wonderful that you can turn on Bluetooth and it makes things so much clearer. I have one more note, but I can't read it, so I'll pass it right back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG with group, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. For X-ray and thank you for that, Bob. I have the same problems with writing. I tend to scribble something down more than anything, and then when I try and translate it afterwards, I either can't read it at all, or it doesn't make sense anymore. So no problems there. We all do that. Nothing to worry about. Over to you there, Dave. Everybody seems to be quite impressed with your Bluetooth connection there. So back to you, G6 in the group M0AUG. M0AUG in the group G6ZSN. Yeah, I will admit I was rather pleased when I found out that I could do it. I've had the little switch block when it's been in the car. If I can't hear a passenger, then I can turn it on and pin it to the back seat, the back of the front seat, so I can hear them speaking through that. And the other day I thought, let's have a go at the other things. And remembering that the 305 had a built-in Bluetooth, so I gave that one a try first. And as Bob said, it does help clarify things a heck of a lot. Especially people with their call signs, which I find one of the hardest things to understand, no doubt Bob does, on SFB. And some of the continental stations, they talk so fast, I just cannot keep up. So hopefully these hearing aids will make that a little bit easier to follow, especially with the hearing being so appalling. I think it was a decent word to say it. So thanks everyone. Yeah, I did enjoy it, and I do enjoy playing silly devils sometimes with the most idiotic things I can find. And a lot of times they actually work, which is great. Andrew, I've emailed you a couple of times. I'm not sure if you turned me off on your email reception, so if you have, let me know and I won't bother again or switch me back on. Our friend, I think it was, I can't remember where, Helsinki, I think it was. I certainly don't envy him with his temperatures. 1 degree is cold enough for me. I don't want to go any lower. Even 1 degree is cold. But I'm sat in my bedroom with no heating on bedroom, and I'm absolutely getting hot. So that's something. Mike, well, very, very well done. I still haven't managed to get even hear a VK station yet, so I'm going to keep trying. Whether I can get back to them with my equipment, I don't know, but I'll give it a try one day. M0AUG in the group G6ZSN. In the group M0AUG. Yeah, it's all about trying these things, there, isn't it? You know, it's you've got to work with the equipment that you have and the facilities and the conditions that you've got as well. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But we wouldn't be happy at all if everything worked first time, I don't think, would we? And it's the persevering with it and you know, trying different ways to achieve something. And if something knocks you back, then you pick yourself up and try another way of doing it. And that's what it's all about. It keeps the brain going, Dave. It does with me anyway. Pause again in case Rachel wants to come in, otherwise we'll go back to the top of the group. And M1AYG if you want to come in there, Rachel.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWI. Rachel's just typed this message into YouTube chat, Jeff. I'll read it out. Greetings to everyone from M1AYG. I was going to join in tonight, but since only being CW since the start of the pandemic, I have mic fright. Eventually, I will join in one evening. 73s from M1AYG. And the second message was from Stephen Wilkins, who said, good evening from Steve, G0NIF in Egham, Surrey. Back to you, Jeff. G4IWO, back to M0AUG in the group.
Before I go with M0AUG today. Absolutely fine there. And thanks, Rachel, for actually putting something on the chat there. And really, you know, we would enjoy you coming onto the net. However, your contributions on the mic side would be. And I know you like to work on CW, but always you'll be very, very welcome. You know that. on the net, and whenever you feel like giving it a go, if I see you on the net, I'll give you the opportunity to come in. If not, absolutely no problem. And to the other guy who's called fan, I don't know that, Nick. Thank you for dropping in the comment on the chat on the YouTube. Back to the top of the list again now. I think we've got time for a full round here now. I'll go to the top of the roster again. CSW1RAB is listening this evening. Over to you there, Rob. Anything related in the group? Nothing from Ross. We exchanged emails a couple of weeks ago, and he did explain that work-wise and things until the end of December, when I think Ross is going to retire. He doesn't have the same time limit that he can work with for the time being to be able to get on with that. I think he wants to do, and I'm sure he will do in due course. So, over to you there, Paul, for your final, by whichever one you'd be working on. G0TVB in the group, M0AEG, over to you, Paul. Paul's probably involved in a chat on whichever other module he got connected at the same time, so not a problem. We'll leave that for this week. Over to you there in Northern Germany for your final for Mike Arjana. It's been another interesting evening, and I hope everybody's enjoyed it, especially your contributions. And I know you're delighted with the work that you've done with Ken to get some of those contacts there, Mike. Deal 1 BJW with Deal 8 BDT. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey was the final. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all your contributions and the very interesting news and advice also, and things, the information. That's really always the highlight on Thursday evening, HI. And one word to Rachel. You mentioning your mic fry. I can very well understand that, Rachel, because I've got the same with key. It's so to speak a key fright I got, and I'm trying to overcome that, but it's really very, very difficult for me. But I'll persevere. I will not give up, and I hope someday it will be leaving me, and I will go into CW as everybody else does, and have a lot of cures, or hopefully. By the way, I saw on a YouTube channel that there was a so-called chatbot for CW training issued by a company called, or a platform called HRS, Ham Radio Solutions, and they offer the possibility, and I think it's free of charge, to try out QSOs via the internet using your own key, a straight key or iambic key, pedal, what you wish, and with the use of an adapter which can be bought there for cheap money, you can directly go with your key into your PC and then into this app. And I've seen it operated, for example, it seems to be a very nice tool to try and exercise my meager skills in CW and perhaps getting the better of it. So that's perhaps something to look into in the future. So thank you again for your company. Thank you for this nice evening, and thank you, Jeff, for excellent hosting as always. So 73 from Northern Germany. This was DL1 DJW, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Here's Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango with the final. Yes, thank you very much for this interesting evening, and I wish you all the best. I hope that you will have a good time here during the first week of December, and to meet you again soon down the log. All the best, 73 and 88. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango, handing the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group. Bye-bye.
DL8 BDT with DL1 BJW in the group M0 AUG returning. Yeah, finding that, Mike and Adriana. I think, Mike, that you probably want to sort something out offline with Rachel there, because I know Rachel's quite keen on doing training on CW, and maybe if Rachel can then help you with your CW, you can help her with Sideband there. So there's a suggestion, Mike, see where you go from there. Thank you both for joining me there this evening. Useful contributions as ever, and glad you've worked the contacts there. I'll see you there, Nick, and see if we got anything else on the chat before you go into your thoughts. G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
M0 AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, nothing further popped up on the chat, but lovely for the people that have come in, and I've been able to read out their messages. Before I forget, Bob, we were in Garmisch-Partenkirchen last December, had a lovely week's holiday over in that part of Germany with some lovely walking, and of course a visit to the Christmas market in Garmisch. And of course it's compulsory to purchase a bratwurst and a glühwein and enjoy it standing outside in the snow and ice. So that was last December. We're going over to Germany in January, and I do hope to be QRV from Mittenwald or some of the mountains around there when we're over there. So I wish everyone this evening 73 has been great to enjoy your company, and those of you on the WhatsApp group, look out for messages from Ken and I about what frequency and when we're both going to be operating portable for probably just an hour or so, because it will be too cold to stand outside much longer next week. So 73s, everyone, have a lovely evening, and catch you all next week. And I mustn't forget, just to remind people, that our next club online talk is on December the 13th, Wednesday, December the 13th, where we have Al from the United States giving us a talk on DX hunting on FT8, FT4, and particularly the new Foxhound mode in FT8. So 73s, everyone, and see you all soon. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
All right, we're in the group M0AUG. Yeah, thanks for the feedback on the from the YouTube chat and everything there, or the WhatsApp, the Zoom chat, whichever we're using. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're connected to at the moment there, Nick. But I'm pleased that everybody's got comments coming in. And yeah, we look forward to the talk on the FT8. Data modes in that respect is something I'm not bothered with, so I'll be very interested to hear all about that. So thanks for this evening, and we'll look down on the WhatsApp channel to see what you and Ken get up to on that. So cheers for now, Nick. Over to you for your final answer. M0RL in the group, M0RUG.
M0AUG in the group, this is M0RL. Well, Mike, I can sympathise with you to CW key fries. I'm going through the same thing. My CW is the start, really. And I thought I was making progress, and then lots of things came up, and I let it lapse for a month or so. What I'm trying to do is to change quota and photo on the air to at least
it's a little bit cheating, but I can pick up their call signs from the spotter that's been done. And see if I can extend the report and go from there. But some of the filter people are still filter artists. It's well above 20-25 words a minute, and it's proven difficult. And so I spend a lot of the time just listening to CW on the radio, see what I can pick up, so I can pick up the call signs. The contests are great because you can always pick up tests. So I come away thinking, I've recognised tests at least, but that's no progress, I'm afraid. I'll keep at it. So anyway, Jeff, thanks very much again for the net. I think we've covered a lot tonight, and interested to see what's going on with the weather in Europe and around. We've got this forecasted solar flare, isn't it? Tonight or tomorrow night. It's going to be a triple whammy, they're saying, with 3 different elements of it that are possibly cause wipeout on some radio signals. That's something to look forward to. So in the meantime, I wish everyone a good week. Hope the weather improves a little bit and it's not going to be too cold for the weekend. And catch you on the air next Thursday. In the meantime, 73 to everyone, and I'll pass it back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, M0ROL. M0ROL in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, fine enough, thanks, Andrew. And it looks like what's coming out of this that Rachel, you might be able to put a class going for your mock training. And see where you go from there. It sounds like there's at least 2 people in the net here this evening who'd be interested in getting some confidence in that. So I'll leave that little thought with you when we come to you there, Rachel. Over to you there for your final one. It's been great having you on this evening, and thank you for your contributions to the net and the things you sent over to us as well. M4X8T in the group, M0AG. M0AUG in the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. Very interesting again tonight. It always is on a Thursday night. And of course, I'm looking forward to December the 13th for our next big Zoom meeting. FT4 sounds right up my line now. That's one of my latest endeavors. CW number 1, of course, and FT8 number 2. And Jeff, I think that your advice to Mike and Rachel was very good. The first time I've ever heard the term that Mike used about the CW key fright. That was good. Of course, I've already heard about Mike fright, so I know what Rachel is talking about. But that was a new term for my vocabulary, Mike. Thank you. And Andrew, this weekend I noticed that most people were sending much faster than normal. They were interesting because I was gathering everyone was sending faster than normal. You might remember that according to the old timers, the rule was to slow down to the speed of the person with which you were working. So if you ever work me and you wanted to work 5 works minutes, that's just fine. You'll just have to put up with my errors. Hi. And Jeff, thank you for running the net, and I look forward to our next get together. M0AUG with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. I'm in the group M0AUG thing. Yeah, fine enough, Bob, and as always, thanks for your contributions to the group. We do enjoy your company, both on the online meetings and as far as this group's concerned, because the amount of information that you put into it. And glad that you feel you enjoy the group as well. We've certainly got the group amongst here. Jeff couldn't be with us this evening, Oscar Brain at Tango. He's got meetings all around, not radio related, I don't think, in his own country there. So look forward to everybody coming along again next week. Glad everybody's enjoyed things so far. Over to you there, Jeff, for your final of G6 in the group, M0AUG. AUT in the group, G6 ZSN. Well, once again, thanks very much for running the net, Jeff, and thanks everybody else for participating and giving me an evening. Very interesting always. My bad news is that I'm pretty well having to give up any thoughts of going on to Morse or CW. Even the other day when I was listening to what I would consider to be very, very slow Morse, I just could not distinguish between the dots and dashes. And my memory, where I've just tried one single letter which had 2 digits, I forget within a couple of hours. And when I do try and use my paddle, then I'm keying like distinct because I have the control over my hand. Even at very, very slow speeds, I was still double keying. I just thought, well, it's a waste of time really, because I don't think with my hand and everything else I'm ever going to make a more operator. So fortunately, I took the choice and unsubscribed for the group that I'd subscribed to for next year, and just accepted I'm going to be voice only. But never mind, it was worth a thought. M0 AUT in the group, G6, so that's it.
In the group, M0 AUT. Yeah, thanks very much for joining us there, and I hope something comes up with the person that you did all the work for to help him to get on with that. He's possibly working his way in the background to do that, but at your suggestion, I did give him your email address, and I'll look forward to hearing if something does come up between these meetings, so we can get him on with his DMR radio. So thanks again for that, Dave. Thanks everybody for being on the net this evening. And there we are. I think we've got an opportunity there for people to do some VW training, and also to get you on the mic as well, Rachel. I'll just give a pause. I'm just going to pass it over to Nick for a final in case there's anything else coming up on the other groups. So I'll go to M1AYG. If nothing's heard, Nick, will you just pick it up for the final on the groups, please? Thanks everybody for attending the net this evening, and we'll certainly see you next week. M0 AUG, now clear.
M0 AUG in the group from G4IWO. The only messages I've received in the last few minutes, Jeff and everyone, is 73s from Steve, G0NIF, 73s as well from Rachel, M1AYG, and also from Craig, OH1UK. So thank you very much. And any other listeners on YouTube, been good to have you here this evening, and look forward to having you here again in the future. Back to you, Jeff, and that's all for me as well. And thank you very much indeed on behalf of the club for your fantastic chairing of the net, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
Or IWO in the group, M0AG, and thanks, Mike. And thanks to everybody who takes part in these nets. It's been a worthwhile exercise, and we're pleased with the coverage and the contributions we get from everybody. So long may it continue. So I'll sign with you for this evening, and look forward to catching up with you all and the people on the other channels as well next Thursday evening at 19:30 UTC. So everybody, have a good week, and 88 is